Is there something in your life that you need to have change? Is your life not where you want it to be? Is there an area of your life that you really need something different to happen? Maybe it's your work or your career. Maybe it's your finances or your health or relationships. Maybe it's in regards to a home or a vehicle. Maybe there's a desire that you have that you've been working really hard towards. Maybe you're trying to create something or make something happen in your life. Maybe you've even been consciously manifesting and nothing seems to be working and you really need this thing or you really need some situation to change in your life. Well, stick with me in this video and I am going to share with you the most simplest thing that I have done that has transformed so many different areas of my life, and I know it can help you too. But shh, it's a secret. Don't tell anyone. Hello, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Grady and I'm the counselor and transformational coach at Butterfly Project. So today, this is going to be a really short and sweet video to share with you something that is so simple. This technique that I have done is so simple, so easy, and literally, I kid you not, it has completely transformed my life and brought in miracles into my life in different areas. Literal miracles, things that I could not see change, didn't know how these things were going to happen. And they actually turned out and happened even better than I expected. Super simple. And I'm going to add some bonus tips in here to kind of make it a little bit more potent and really ensure that you transform your life. So, very first thing is if this situation, fear, worry comes up in regards to this. It is a simple statement that I want you to say when this comes up. And there's a variety of statements that I used. I would kind of interchange them. I would do them all together, or maybe I would just choose one. It would depend kind of on the situation. It's kind of like cooking, you add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. You don't have to really, be precise on this, but it's a simple statement. If you know about conscious manifesting, this would be considered an umbrella affirmation, okay, that kind of covers everything. You don't actually need to be specific because you see, your higher self, your spirit, your soul, whatever it is that you believe, already knows what your heart's desires are, already knows what it is that you want. Okay, so we don't really need to be specific. We can, and it is good if you're really, kind of wanting, to consciously manifest, certain things for your life, kind of like, goal setting, things like that. You can certainly do that, but I found that this kind of covers everything, and I have actually had more miracles, changes, and, desires, happen in my life that were exactly what I wanted and even better than that by doing this. So again, back to the simple statement. So first thing I would say is everything is always working out for me. This is like my base, kind of affirmation, my go-to affirmation when I really want something or I really need something or things aren't working out or I need a miracle, okay? Everything is always working out for me. Another one you can say is everything in my life is perfect, okay? The secondary, affirmation I would say is either God is always taking care of me, or the universe has my back, or God has my back and the universe is always taking care of me, right? I would kind of switch it up. It would just, depend on how I was feeling in the moment, okay? So you say that statement whenever the fear comes up, whenever the worry comes up, whenever this situation comes up in your mind. You're going to say this kind of like a mantra, right? So everything is always working out for me. The universe is always taking care of me. Everything is always working out for me. God always has my back. Everything's always working out for me. The universe always has my back. Everything's always working out for me. God is always taking care of me, right? And we say it over and over until it feels good. Something else that I would do is if it was really, kind of dire circumstances, things that I just couldn't see how this would happen, I would preface it with this statement. Okay? So, somehow, some way, everything is always working out for me. Somehow, some way, the universe always has my back. Somehow, some way, God is always taking care of me. Right? And again, kind of like a mantra, right? Or every time this comes up, you say, I don't know how this is going to happen, but somehow, some way, right? Everything's always working out for me. Somehow, some way, the universe is going to take care of this for me, right? So that's the statement that you would say. And you can say it as a mantra. You can say it just, once or twice when it comes up. The other thing, and this is kind of like a little secret, ingredient that you would add is, that makes this very potent, is to really have trust, faith, and belief that somehow, some way, things are going to work out. Somehow, some way, everything's going to work out for you or work out in your favor. Okay? That's another way I would say it, is everything is always working out in my favor. So, use one of those affirmations or a couple of those affirmations, interchange them however it feels good for you. And yeah, I would say this, continuously, right? Sometimes as a mantra, sometimes when I was feeling really anxious or worried, or just really needed this to happen. And, having that inner knowing that somehow, some way it's going to happen. So I started doing this years ago before I really had much faith and belief in it. And I had something big kind of happen and I was like, wow, this really works. And so I started doing it more and more and more with every kind of situation. And it's amazing how it's happened. Here's what has happened every single time. It literally has transformed things and changed things and made things happen for me almost miraculously and in ways that I could not have orchestrated myself. Like I look back and, kind of the events that happened leading up to it and how it happened and what actually transpired, usually better than I ever had expected. It's pretty incredible. So whatever area you are struggling with in your life that you need a change in, just do this. I know it seems so simple and, sometimes even I forget to use it because it seems so simple and insignificant, but I promise you, every time I have had something miraculous happen in my life, like some, big thing that I needed to change, this is how I do it. I've done it so much and I've had so much evidence that this works that now when I do it, it's kind of like, yeah, of course, yeah, everything's always working out for me. Yeah, this is going to, happen like this. I just kind of, almost like command it. And it just happens because I have built this muscle of this full faith and belief, this inner knowing within me that these things are going to transpire. Okay. I'm not perfect. I still have, some areas that I can struggle with this. But whenever I've used this technique, it seems to change everything. And usually, fairly quickly, and like I said, in ways that I could not have, thought of, right? These are, ways that I wouldn't have thought of. Something else that I would suggest you do as well that really kind of helps, change things in your life and makes things in your life so much better is every time you wake up in the morning, say to yourself a few times as a mantra, say to yourself, this is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day, right? Something else that you can do is at night, before you go to sleep, as you're falling to sleep, just say to yourself a few times as you're falling to sleep, tomorrow's going to be a great day. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. Great things are going to happen for me tomorrow, okay? Throughout the day, something I like to kind of sprinkle in is, universe, surprise me. Show me how good it can get. And I say this throughout the day. And it's pretty incredible when I do that, the things that happen, maybe it's not related directly to the situation that you're wanting to change when you do that one. But it'll be other things, that happen in your life that make you feel better, that shift your energy so that you're in a higher vibration. And then you are also able to bring in these things into your life a little bit more easily. Okay. So in regards to resistance, right? If you have any resistance to this, like you don't believe it's going to happen, just say that statement somehow, some way, right? And here's the kicker. You guys, you have a good track record. Look back. Things have usually worked out. You've gotten through things. You're going to get through this too. Okay. I promise. But it's having this, faith and belief, this inner knowing, somehow, some way, everything's going to work out for me, right? Something or someone is always taking care of me, always has my back, right? That's what you want to focus on. Something else that you can do as well, if your vibration is low, like if you're in this place of like worry and desperation and just, low vibrating energies. If you haven't watched that video, the vibrational scales, I'll post it up here. But if, you're in that place, I would suggest to kind of calm your nervous system down first, do nervous system regulation first to calm yourself. And then you can affirm, one of these affirmations like a mantra. So you can do the box breathing method, the 4-4-4-4 method, right? So taking a deep breath in for a count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, letting out for a count of 4, and doing that 4 times. You can definitely do that first, and then you can do this, affirmation kind of as a mantra. But for me, what basically I did was saying these affirmations, or one of these affirmations, typically just, everything is always working out for me, or everything in my life is perfect. Somehow, some way, everything is always working out for me. The universe always is taking care of me, or always has my back, right? By doing this, it has literally brought miracles into my life. And I just have this faith and belief. Like, it didn't take long for me to develop the faith and belief once I saw that, wow, like this did work out and it was better than I expected. So, hey, I'll try it again. And I would do it again and it would work again. And the results were pretty amazing. So I just continued, to do it. And now it's like, yeah, of course, somehow, some way. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't know how the universe is gonna, or God is going to like, orchestrate this or make this happen. But hey, somehow, some way, everything is always working out for me. Somehow, some way, everything is always working out in my favor. I have some pretty incredible things that have happened, stories that I can share that I probably will share along the way. I think in the last video, I'll post up here. I think it was the last video that I had shared, a story of mine, but I have countless stories. I have clients that have, so many incredible, miraculous stories like this. This is the best way. Even though we can be specific, this kind of just takes care of everything. So this is actually something I do on a daily basis, right? Just to bring in what it is that I want in my life, what it is that I want to have change in my life. This works each and every time I use it. So I hope that you will try this out and that something big and major is going to transform in your life. I'm pretty sure it will. All right, my loves, I hope that this was helpful for you. Don't forget to do all the things, like this video, comment down below, share my video and channel with others. I would truly appreciate any support. Any number of these things really is the best way to support me, to help my channel to grow, to get my messages out there. If you know me, you know that one of my biggest passions is to help as many people as I possibly can. Also, if you're new here, don't forget, or I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and be part of this ever-growing butterfly community. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos. For all of those that are already subscribed, thank you so much for being here. Your support, I truly appreciate it. And what else can I say? If you would like to work with me, you can always go into the description box below and all my information is in there. And also, I would love for you to share with me any of your stories of miracles that have happened or big changes that have happened, things that have, worked out, sorted themselves out, transpired for you based on using this simple technique and affirmation. Put it in the comments below. And as always, you guys, I wish you all peace, love, and light. Until next time, bye-bye.